Hey YouTube, my name's Renee and welcome back to my channel. You're watching Natural Mystic. I was just about to get ready for bed and hence the lighting. And I've had this thing running through my head all day. Um, I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook. I've seen a lot of 5D, and it has been for the last few years, is all that's being spoken about. And sometimes it's spoken about as if it's a place we're all going to, as if a new Earth's coming and, we're all going to be taken away on a ship and all these magical things are going to happen. And some people say it's a frequency we've all got to get to. But I believe, and I believe strongly, that it's our heart space. This was a place we existed in long, long ago, and it's a place we're all being called to go back to. For a long time in the medical and scientific community, our heart was thought of as a place that pumped blood around our body. As time's going on, they're starting to discover we have neural pathways in our heart and in our stomach. From our core up, we're connected, our thoughts, our memories. It's been proven that people have had heart transplants and have had the memories of people that they had their hearts transplanted from. And that's just me trying to put some proof into what I'm saying. But when we live from, like, we're being told to kill our ego and to meditate and all these type of things, they all come back to the heart space. When we live in our heart space, our ego, we don't kill it, but it becomes, we live from a place of compassion, we live from a place of caring. If our perspective changes, and I think, and I strongly believe that's how our third eye starts to open up as well. Like when we start to see the world from a different perspective, it's because we're living through our heart space. And when I hear people say, I was in 5D today, or I'm living in 5D at the moment, what I'm hearing is they're living in their heart space. And I know I myself come in and out of it. If I'm having a day where I start to judge someone, or I'm getting catty or nasty, or just irritated in general, I know I've come out of my heart space and I'm up into my head. In my head's where the judgment is. In my head is where I'm seeing situations as being unfair. I don't see the bigger picture anymore. When I'm in my heart space, even my anxiety drops when I'm in my heart space, because really when you think about it, anxiety is just irrational thoughts. They don't exist when you're living from here. Your thoughts are all very intentional. And I know when I'm in my heart space as well, because I manifest like crazy. Because when you're living from here, you're living from feeling, and we all know that when you manifest, you have to go into what the feeling is. And like, it's one thing to think about what you're manifesting and hope it creates, but we're told time and time again that if we can feel it emotionally, we'll be able to manifest better. And when you're in here, it's you feel through life, you don't think through life. And it doesn't leave you in a place where you're going to make mistakes because you're not thinking logically. Like I said, we do have neural pathways in our heart, but you're also coming closer then to your stomach where those neural pathways are. So you're dropping it down from here and again down here. And when you hit down here, that's when you hit your intuition. So you're actually getting hits of what's best for you rather than what your brain is telling you. Now, our brain also carries a lot of narratives from childhood, from growing up, from society, from social norms, all those type of things. That doesn't exist here and it doesn't exist down here. When we drop down and we hang around in our core, life changes. And I know this myself. My whole life has changed. My perspective has changed. The way I live my life has changed. And these type of things, and if you go and check out the Heart Math Institute, they've done crap loads of research on how our energy fields change when we drop into this space. And I'll tell you in a sec how simple it is to drop in there and how simple it is to live from there. But they did, they managed, words. um, they, where was I? I just ran blank. Oh yeah, so they did lots and they did these tests where they would measure people's electromagnetic energy fields, and they watched them rise. Their energy got stronger and it got larger when they were dropping into this space. Now, and meditation, when people meditate and they think we're supposed to sit there and make our head empty, it's virtually impossible. That thoughts are going to happen whether you like it or not. When you drop down to your heart space, the thoughts don't come as often. You don't struggle as much. You're not going to sit there fighting yourself. Some people are naturally really good at it. But if you drop down here, you'll find your mind will go blank on its own because you're not up there using it, telling it to go blank. It's kind of counterintuitive at times. Um, so where was I at? I should have really taken notes. So so dropping into your heart space it's so simple. It's taking time to take a breath and feeling the breathing into that space and feeling the air just move around there, and just take 3 breaths and feel it move around. Where your focus goes, your energy goes. So if your focus is here, your energy is going to go here. And that's your consciousness. Your focus is your consciousness. So your consciousness will drop down into your heart space and you can stay there. You may get pulled out throughout the day, and when you're feeling anxious or agitated, that's your sign. That's your cue. You've stepped out, and repeat the process. And it can be here, it can be in your whole core. But if you breathe down into these spaces, you'll feel calmer and more at peace, and the world will make a lot more sense. Now, also, when you're breathing that deeply, we've got probably get probably doing 20 videos in one here, but we've got a vagus nerve that runs all the way up our body, and it's connected to what we call the kundalini, and it's a moving nerve that goes up. So when we breathe deeply and our diaphragm moves up and down, it stimulates the vagus nerve, which then also releases chemicals into our body that tells us to relax. So that's why breathing exercises are great for anxiety and agitation and all those type of things too. So when you're breathing into this space and you're connecting into this space, you're actually also helping with gut health, and uh, you can you lower the risk of heart attack and all. Like, there's so many things. That's why I'm saying I'm probably doing a few videos in one, but I just think it's so important. I think sometimes in the spiritual community we can get so lost on these massive elitist spiritual words and get caught up in what star system we're from, and all that stuff's fun, and it's a great exploration to find out and remind us who we are, and how big our existence is outside of these meat suits. But sometimes sticking and coming down and reintegrating into ourselves is so important, because we don't want to get lost in the woo-woo. Um, Also, when we tap into this place, our frequency changes. So, and it's been measured scientifically, our frequency changes. It's also been measured that if our frequency has lifted and we move around, the people we mix with, it'll naturally start to lift their vibration too, because uh, we're all just moving atoms, just vibrating. And when things come into our space and into our aura, they need to lift their vibration to be able to be near us. If they can't, they'll move away by themselves. So it's like you're either taking the trash out, or you're helping others you're inspiring others without even having to say a word. So I think I got all of that out. Once again, just deep breaths into this space, and you will feel a difference. Like, I don't even need to prove this to you. Like, I challenge you to do this for a week. I challenge you and keep going back into it. Don't get disappointed if you're in a spot where you're thinking, oh, I'm not doing it and it's not working. Don't get down on yourself. Don't get disappointed. Just breathe back into that space. And if it works after 7 days, keep doing it. It takes 21 days to break a habit, is it? And or form a habit? I don't know. But keep at it, and I promise you, your life will change. So thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any, I always hate this like and subscribe bit, but if you have any comments, or if you'd like me to delve any further into any of the things I spoke about, then please comment below. But thank you for watching, and thanks for letting me get all this off my chest.